So he's either pissed off and or not feeling well. Hell, man. Hell, man. I love you. So we're on our way to the vet again. We were due for an appointment on Friday. They called with the teeth look yellow. They called with the blood test results today, and they said it looked like pancreatitis, which I'm glad if that's the case, because it's not GI lymphoma or cancer. So now she wants me to bring them in every day from now to Friday. It's cold, rainy day, a cold, rainy, dreary day too. And yes, I'm still repping the purple. He did drink more water than he has been between last night and this morning. They call Mr. first because I do that. I don't know why I do that. I never give my number out. I always give his number out. And I've been that since I was young. Like, I didn't want, you know how easily chicks give their number up? Even when, I mean, now I know it's no big deal. That's what people do. But, you know, even when I was young, that's what chicks did. You know, a guy got the digits. But not from her. Nope. Like, even when we signed for our house and we signed everything with the title company, I put like his cell number on everything. I didn't want to give anybody the number, and he was like, babe, you have to give these people the phone number. If nobody else gets it, they have to have it. I still have a lot of that in me. So how do I network, you ask? It's a struggle. So they call him first, and then but I call them after that anyway to give them my number, because this is my child. So I went ahead and gave up my number in the best interest of my child. Yes, you, baby. I got a call from the vet, and she said just for now it looked like pancreatitis. They wanted to do an ultrasound Friday to be sure. And I asked her if it was something that could be fixed, you know, as opposed to the kidney disease we suspected. Is it was something that could be fixed? And I asked that because, you know, Mr. Had a bout with pancreatitis a couple of years ago. So I wanted to see if she, well, not to see if she was gonna lie to me, but I wanted to see what she was going to say. So she said, yeah, it's something that could be treated, you know, and resolved. Which is what I know to be so about pancreatitis. Thank God. So I stayed monotone, but I was elated to find out that maybe that was all it was. Even though I know there's a lot of pain and discomfort involved, because again, Mr. went through it. So I know it's some very frightening pain and discomfort that accompanies pancreatitis. But I also know that pancreatitis has to be starved. So he literally had to be on fluids for 4 days, Mr. that is. So I was wondering if that's not good that that Junior had not really been eating and drinking like he normally does. So she said she didn't think he would, they could also give him an IV of fluids, probably saline, these next 3 days. And then they still want to give him an ultrasound. Did I say that already? An ultrasound Friday. So I asked her how much that was. And when she told me that, I'm like, between the ultrasound, the bladder test, the test of the mass on his shoulder, the medication, these fluids, I was like, we're easily going towards $1,000 here. When she told me the cost of the ultrasound, I said, well, let me call his dad first, because it's getting this is expensive. Yesterday was expensive. So we're gonna go and get him these fluid IVs, and hopefully get his white blood cell count down. Also, hopefully I'll be able to administer his appetite stimulant medication, and that will help resolve that. And that's only every 3 days, so that's good. But I'm thinking, if I'm bringing him every day, why can't I drug him with the medication he's supposed to take before his bladder test and have them do that? And if he gets an ultrasound, will we not need the bladder test? I'm not going to mention that until after we discuss everything, because that's a whole nother expense. Hopefully when we resolve this, we will just do everything in our power to make sure his last years are as comfortable and happy as possible. Are we late, son? I think he's mad. I hope he's not relating his carrier to the doctor. I know some animals do that. Dang, it seems like everybody we love is having kidney issues. What the hell are they putting in the water, y'all? What are they putting in the water? And FYI, Junior only drinks spring water. He's only been drinking spring water his whole life. Like when we fill his water bowl or fountain, he has a fountain. Yeah, he has a fountain. It's only spring water, so are you ready, son? No. And this thing they gave me to take his urine sample, because he wouldn't let them, he wouldn't let them, and I quote, he flipped out is what they said. This like little carbon pellets that they gave me to put in his litter, they said take the litter out and put that stuff in. It's a little jar, about like the pee sample cup that they give you at the doctor's. That's how much carbon pellets are in that thing. I'll show you guys when I get home. That's how much carbon pellets. And I'm looking at them like my brain can't wrap around that. Like I'm supposed to take the litter out, put this stuff in there, and they're like, yeah, and he'll scratch in it, and he'll use the bathroom, and this stuff will allow it to stay liquid. Then you put it in the sample, in the vial and bring it in. But I'm like, I can't see that, because he likes to dig a spot for him to use the bathroom and then use it there. He can't dig in about 300 kernels of little pellets and be comfortable. He's not gonna appreciate that. So they were like, well, that's how it's done, I'm like, y'all don't understand. He's not that cat. And he doesn't pee all over the house. He's never not peed in the litter box. He'll yell at us so that we know he's about to have some issues. If he has what we call rounds, where he goes and he's going to want us to clean up right behind him, because he's going to want to go again. But I can't see him. I see him needing more than that. I set it up this morning and he didn't use it. So after I saw him drinking normal amounts of water, I waited about a half hour, 40 minutes, make sure he didn't go in his other litter boxes, his poop litter boxes. And then I took the urine litter boxes and I put them away, and then I gave him another little box with the carbon pellets in it. Man, he was fighting to get away from that. So I put him down. I tried to put him down first, and he was like, no, that's not my litter box. And he was not having it. So I don't know what they expect me to do as far as the urine sample goes. And to clarify for them, I told him, I was like, no, you don't understand. You telling me to let him go in these few hundred pellets. And this boy has 2 urine litter boxes upstairs and 3 poop litter boxes downstairs. He urinates and poops separately. He doesn't like them by each other. It's 2 huge ones upstairs for urine, 3 huge ones downstairs to defecate. So we're gonna go see what's good. But it's a rainy, gloomy day. Ain't that right, baby? But hopefully we get good news. He was fussy, they said, but they said it was all talk. I don't ever get to see it because, well, I'm surprised that he hisses and growls, but I know that he's having a new experience with people that he doesn't know, and he's just like his mom where that's concerned. Not in that he doesn't like people, but we don't even know if he likes people or not because he never has to deal with any other people. But yeah, they said he did really well and that everything went well. Although, you know, he did his hissing and growling, but she said it was all talk. He needs a half dose tonight and then a half dose before I bring him in the morning. And they want him not to eat after midnight, so I'm going to go home and give him food and have all he wants, which may not be much. And then when I start making dinner for Mr., I'm going to give him treats. He only likes one kind of treat. I always want to call it Pitter Pat, but it's the Pit Pat. He loves those, loves them. And in fact, I might get him some more of those. He loves them. And whoever makes it knows that they're awesome because they cost like $5 a tin. A tin, that's like a little Altoid tin. So I'm going to take the baby home, feed him. You want to get out? You want to get out? You wait till we get home, okay? So the next chance I get, I think I'm going to get him a few tins of that. Maybe get him in the, that might get him in the zone to eat. When I looked at the fees and how much everything costs, I started seeing extra charges for extra shit. This is the mock-up they gave me, you know, after I asked. Because when I was there, I don't know if I took a picture of that, but when I first signed him in there, where it says, you know, where you sign off for them to do the work or whatever and pay the and costs, I put where it says to pay the fees, your responsibility to pay the fees, I put in strong letters, pending clarification of all costs before any procedure is conducted on him. So I don't like financial surprises when from Farmco. I started feeling like stuff started getting tacked on, and when I looked at these last costs, it made me look at the first cost. So I was like, with all this stuff costing all this money, what did I pay? What did I pay a couple $100 yesterday for? And then when I got my answer, that didn't make me feel any better because it turns out I paid a couple of $100 basically for blood tests and urine analysis. We didn't get a urine analysis because he wouldn't give one up. I wasn't able to get one at home. And now that I think about it, I don't want to have to get one at home if I paid for you to get it. Why do I have to then wrestle him to scratch in a couple of carbon pellets that he doesn't like and will probably hold his pee until he gets his litter back when I have paid you to get it? Granted, I know he wasn't a cooperating patient, but I paid a couple of $100 for that. So for me to have to go home and do it with some carbon pellets that you told me cost $5 a cup. Makes me feel some kind of way and makes me see you the same way I see human Farmco. But, you know, his dad is the diplomatic one, so I called him while I was there, and he was good with it. He said, okay. I didn't like how receptive he was in front of her, because I don't want her to feel like your prices are fine. And then on the other hand, I can have the prices from these people who are giving us actual answers and medical reasons for different things or I can take him back to his old doctor who crams some metronidazole in my hand. Metronidazole, one of them. Cram that in my hand and say, crush it up in some molasses. He'll go wild for it and not check anything. But real talk, if you're not equipped to check anything, I certainly don't want you checking anything. I don't want you sticking him with nothing. I don't want you giving him no exams. I don't want you medicating him with anything. Speaking of medication, they also reminded me that a lady just got pulled over. She's white, she'll be fine. But I don't want you treating him clearly if the stress is making my back hurt so bad. When he's done tomorrow, I can pick him up and, you know, keep an eye on him. I also need to give myself a really good teeth cleaning. But it was so cute when he was a kitty, a baby kitty. So I still have his toothbrush and toothpaste, and I would put his toothpaste on his little toothbrush, and he would lift up his gums so that I could get to him and brush his teeth. It was so cute, so cute. So we're home, baby. Don't be mad at me. I just want you to have a healthy, comfortable life. Okay? Okay. The good news is the first thing he wanted to do when he walked out of his carrier was eat. So that's cool. He brought the car home. She's so pretty. She's pretty. I guess, yeah. That's okay. That fashion is good. I'm so worried about him right now. I know he has to poop. He hasn't pooped all day. And I just gave him his medication. Well, we just gave him his medication. We tried it. We smushed it up in his pit pat and then put it in a pill pocket, which this is his favorite pit pat. Oh, see, that's his favorite. He can't have any now though, because he can't eat after midnight. If I would have remembered, I wouldn't even put that in my hand. I'm sorry, son. So he can't have it. We've drugged him with his medication. We're supposed to give him half a capsule. First, I tried it in yogurt, because he loves yogurt. Then I tried it in cottage cheese, because he loves cottage cheese. Then I smushed it up in a pit pat, but that turns into powder, and he kind of breathes it away. So we got a piece of turkey, because he loves turkey as well. Smushed it up in a piece of turkey. That was Mr.'s idea, a brilliant idea, because he hasn't had turkey in a while, and we know he loves it. So the turkey absorbed it up pretty good, and he ate that, and now he seems really drugged to me. So I'm guessing it was pretty strong, which I would imagine if I'm only administering half of a capsule. We love him so much. So once we gave that to him and he seemed really, really drugged, I felt guilty. And I'm at an age where my emotions manifest themselves physically. So between Prince's death and my son being sick, really sick right now, and the excitement of Mr. getting me a car, even though I didn't want one, but it's still sweet, you know. And so that makes me emotional. And I feel real bad right now because I know he has to poop. He hasn't pooped. He hasn't used the bathroom all damn day. One of the things I was supposed to do was to get him, he was supposed to get a urine test. And they weren't able. You got an eye booger? They weren't able to give him the urine test because he wasn't really having it. So they gave me this tiny ass, hold on, they gave me 2 because I was like, really? That's gonna work? This little, I'm supposed to empty out his litter, put this in there, and he's gonna scratch and pee in this. Let me tell you, I didn't empty his litter box, but I did get his little portable car litter box, and I put that stuff in the bottom of it. No, ma'am. Why would he do that? Why would he do that? He has so much litter. Why would he do that? And between me and you, I want to get him some more heavy litter to mix in with this new light litter. I don't think he likes this new light litter. I'm going to get you some heavy litter tomorrow, baby. I don't think he likes this light litter. And trying to hold it and not use it is really making him sick. But anyway, he hasn't used the bathroom all day. I know he has to go. He just stood in front of the door and meowed. He doesn't do that. So I took him and put him in the litter, and he kind of hunched over like he had to go, and I smelled him gas up, but he didn't go. So I tried to take him to his urine litters, put him in those. This is after I've removed that little carbon thing. He has a day's worth of toxins stored up in his little body right now. And he's down to 7 pounds. I want to be the best mother in the world. I know he's old and we're going to lose him eventually, but I don't want him to go sick and uncomfortable. Love you, man. Love you, man.